Welcome back to the channel. Today we are into round 2 of the store showdown at XOR Games in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. This happened this past weekend, Saturday, September something. So if we're in October, it was the last weekend of September. And look, I got Jessica to go on the stream. So pretty pumped that she went and agreed to be on here. She did put up a little bit of a fuss, but I told her, I said, people are going to want to see Wedge. And she went up against Connor, who is a local and a pretty darn good player. And he is playing Sabine Green. No showcase, though. Come on, Connor. He does have a Rose showcase now, so I'm sure we're going to be seeing Rose in the future. So this is round 2. Jessica and Connor both won their first round matchups. And here we go. This is my first time watching this, so I'm just going to hang out, talk about the game, figure out where things go. It's kind of nice. I like how Jessica puts the shield token on the base to remind her that she can use this. Because I'm sure there's lots of times where people forget. They get into kind of what they're doing with the cards in their hand and the cards on the table, and they just don't end up using it or forgetting about it. And Security Complex, definitely not a popular base. I had this obsession a while ago where I was like, I need to get the hyperfoil version of all the bases, and I think I pretty much have them all, except for the new set, and I think maybe one from Jump to Lightspeed. And I can't tell you which one it is. I do have all the hyperspace versions, so I can use them on their gameplay videos, but the hyperfoil versions, they always look cool. I find they look actually better in person than they do on stream or on camera or whatever. But Wedge, I picked up this Wedge showcase because I got the serialized red leader, and I think we might have had him on the channel once or twice. So Jessica mulliganed her first hand, and she ended up with, what is that, covering the wing? Give a shield token to a unit and create an X-Wing token. It's a little unfortunate, definitely not the first turn play you would want. Connor ends up going with Sabine Ren unit, and it is in hyperspace, so that's pretty sweet. Connor pings the base with the leader. Sabine comes out at 4 resources. Wedge comes out at 5. I did not catch what ended up going on to... Was it a Chewy that went on there? It is a Chewy. Sweet. So that's 5 to base. Connor put a General's Blade, it looks like, on Sabine. Hitting for 6. And also doing a ping. Jessica's base at 8 damage. Connor's base at 7, but we are into the deploy of Sabine. So hopefully Jessica has something that can deal with either the saber or something here to slow down the damage. I'd like to start diving into some of my other leaders and putting some time in with them. I've got the pilot Lando, and I'd really like to see if I can make anything of that deck. I've played it a few times and it is fun. It just has never kind of done what I needed to do. Lots of thinking going on here. That's okay. With 2 really fast decks, you can actually take your time. You don't have to hustle through your games. Definitely know that Sabine is the favored out of these two decks. But I think there is a chance that Wedge can pull off wins in this. Oh, I think actually Jessica might have taken off. She might have left the arena here and came and asked me a question. And I don't think she got the answer she wanted. Goes into base for another 5. I would say Connor is actually going to ping again. So we are at 9 on Jessica's base, 13 on Connor's, but Connor still has all of his actions. He's dawdling. Is it dawdling? Yeah, he's definitely not doodling. So he's dawdling. Just wasting time trying to get Jessica to use up her resources so that he feels safe to bring Sabine out. Throw a Darksaber on her, probably. That'd be pretty nasty if Sabine had a lightsaber and... Oh, a Sentinel. That's cool. Oh, okay. There we go. Put the shield on that Sentinel. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the on attack from Sabine deals with it. Oh, that's so frustrating. I bet you Jessica's like super frustrated right now. That's a damn, that Sabine unit. Okay, did not have a Darksaber for the leader, but goes in for another 3. Paying 3 resources, playing a Sabine's Masterpiece. This is like a Sabine themed Sabine board. Everything is coming up Sabine. We're coming up to Wedge deploy. We got no ships though. That's the problem. I feel like there's lots of ships in that deck, but we got this list off of that Wedge that did well. I don't know if it won a PQ or it came second or it did something at some tournament somewhere in the world. And Jessica just has a lot of fun playing this deck. So she literally started playing it the night before the store showdown. So she hasn't put a ton of time in with it, but she does plan on putting more time. And we'll get it on the channel as well. It does look like a fun. Okay, playing Legal Authority. Does Legal Authority make it so that you have to get the unit in the same arena, or could she have grabbed Sabine and got rid of that Darksaber? Or not the Darksaber, but the General's Blade. Because if she could have, that would have been cool. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage to base. Putting Jessica to 23. Ouch. There's not a lot she can do. That only costs 1 resource. Man, Rebel Assault. Just kill her. If you haven't heard, I am starting to play webcam games. I'm going to try to get stuff set up here now. I already have the overall setup figured out. But if you are into playing webcam games, you want to come on the channel and play some games, let me know. Only stipulation is we would want your setup to for us to be able to see the cards clearly, and you would have to have a microphone so that we can hear you talking. But other than that, that'd be it. There you go. Jessica's going to scoop it up here. There's nothing she could do. That Rebel Assault absolutely destroyed her base completely. Sabine unit was really killer in this with the on attack ping to get rid of the shield and defeat the Sentinel. What do you do? They're going to go to sideboarding. Magic of editing. We're going to just skip ahead and get right into game 2. But I have done the edit, and I'm just watching this for the first time with you all. Although it's not live, so I don't know. One thing I am doing though is I'm trying to teach myself how to commentate a little bit better. I totally understand that I suck right now, but I'm just going to keep practicing. I'm just going to keep talking. I'm going to try and make it so that I figure this out, so that as we stream more and more PQs, they become more and more interesting. We're going to try to make things more interactive. We're going to be upgrading a bunch of stuff for our streams. We already feel like, we love the overlay we have. We have thought about adding in some additional cameras, which I think that would be pretty cool to do that. I don't know why I didn't skip this ahead faster, but we're getting there. We're gonna skip to game 2 like right now. So let's get into it. All right, game 2. They got all that sideboarding out of the way. I know I could go back and edit a bit more of that out, but who really cares? We're getting her done. We're getting her done. So game 2, Connor's up 1-0. It was actually kind of interesting. There was a few people with control decks, and there was a few people with mid-range, and then there was a few people with aggression decks, and it was just a nice mix. We had 11 players at this store showdown. We ended up playing 4 rounds. We didn't start till like after 6 o'clock, so we got out of there at 10:30, I think, by the time we were all done. And I wanted to record the games just so that this is kind of like a more competitive environment. Even though people are playing decks that they want, the environment around it is more competitive. So it makes for just interesting gameplay. And then Jessica and I, we're still going to do our normal thing where we post gameplay videos. We're just not going to do it as much as we were. And we're going to try to showcase more specific decks, whether it's something that we've built or something that we've seen that was really interesting. I know we ended up showcasing that Han Lake Country pilot deck, and that thing was so much fun. I still talk about it to this day, and I want to spend more time playing that deck. Even though I know everyone has switched over to Han Forward or Tarkentown, I believe it is. The Lake Country, that extra health is pretty nice. I took that to locals one week and ended up going 3-0. Sabine ends up killing Hera on the ground, and both players have played Sabine's Masterpiece. Might be an option, although I would say that Jessica would be the control player in this matchup. She really should be trying to eliminate those units, trying to keep the board small, trying to make it so that there's not a lot of damage going into her base, because as you can see, once you throw a friggin' lightsaber and have a couple units, then Darksaber really does it. Well, that's pretty cool. That's the what's that called? I don't know. When played, though, you get to deal damage to a unit equal to the amount of space units you have. So 2 damage going into Sabine there, taking care of her. So that's good. And then she could attack into this Sabine's Masterpiece and put an experience token on herself, surviving the attack. Now, her being fairly green on this deck, maybe she's not aware of that, but we'll wait and see here. Connor has all of his resources up and possibly a lightsaber of some sort in his hand. Nope. He is just going to stick Chewbacca on Sabine's Masterpiece. That's interesting. I didn't know that people were playing Chewbacca in the Sabine. Look, that's how often we see Wedge. He's got to read it now. He's got to figure out what the heck it does. So he's going to... Oh, that's a smart move, I think. So I think if I were her, I would attack into Sabine's Masterpiece and knock my shield off and give the +1/+1 there. Yep. I think that's the perfect move. That's exactly what she should have done. It's what I would have done. I'm no pro, though. So that's going to be 6 into base. And then can deal a damage to... I don't know exactly what that was. I don't know. I can't remember what Sabine's Masterpiece does. Is it 1 damage or 2 damage? You can do 2 damage to a unit or a base, or 1 damage to a unit or a base. Ooh, that's pretty good hand. Darksaber, Poe, for a cause, and disabling Fangfighter. Eesh. This is where the pilot decks are a little bit scary to use when there's that much upgrade removal. Absolutely, this is what you do. You take that out, give the experience token to that unit. Come on, Jessica, you can just flip those over and there's a +2/+2 on the other side. You know that. Connor's got to figure out what he wants to do here, because if he plays Poe to the ground, which is probably what he should do, like knowing that there's not a lot that Jessica's going to be able to do to deal with that Poe that I can think of. Again, I haven't even looked at this deck, which I probably should. It's not around me right now, so Jessica must have hit it somewhere. But it, I'm not exactly sure what it has in it for the bigger units, or if it just has like a whole bunch of ships and pilots, which I think is a cool concept for a deck because there's a lot of good heroes and pilots. Decisions. Does he attack in? See, what he's doing is he's waiting because he wants to get Wedge to jump on that space plane. And either or, whether Wedge goes down to the ground or Wedge goes there, I think. Oh, that's half decent. That is half decent. Yeah, we're going to see the ECL. Yep. Five back. I would flip my leader onto the ground and I would just kill that. I would just kill Poe. He's too big to leave alive. Discards the Darksaber. Yeah. Flip to the ground. You definitely kill Poe. Yep. Don't throw him out. There you go. And then attack into the base for 5. Okay, that kind of stripped Connor's hand down quite a bit. He still has the disabling Fangfighter in his hand. Jessica's keeping her hand under wraps. Like, do you play the disabling Fangfighter? Get rid of one of those upgrades? You probably don't, right? Because there's always the potential that she's going to try and play a pilot on there. Jessica's just trying to figure out what she should resource right now. I think Jessica's playing this actually quite well. Both leaders used up. For a cause I believe in. Boring. I actually play 1 for a cause in my Poe deck. That's going to be 4 to base. Taking Jessica to 20 damage. If he has another 4 cause in his hand, then I bet you he probably does, because we'll see what he does. Now he throws all that stuff out, so maybe he doesn't have another 4 cause in his hand, unless he's confident that he'll hit another 4, because he could just 4 cause and then ping, and then it's over. And what do you do? That's the deal with Sabine, right? Jessica plays the Millennium Falcon from Jump to Lightspeed. Connor pays 3 for another 4 cost. Holy cow, why would he throw those out? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. That's annoying. Just his base for 5. At least get him to 11, Jessica. There we go. 5 to base. And the ping. That sucks. The fist bump. Oh, Jessica flips the table, throwing around my showcase and hyperfoil base. Come on, Jessica. Oh, she gives the thumbs up. There you have it. The winner, Connor on Sabine ECL. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This was round 2. Round 3 will be coming up next. Appreciate a like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.